Have you ever daydreamed about that one vacation that you and your family took to a beautiful tropical island of, let's say, Hawaii, for example? Or do you have you ever wished to just spend a breezy, relaxing day on the beach? Or actually live on a remote island and just wish that everything else, all the stresses of life, could just go away? Or have you ever found yourself secretly wishing that you can get away from all of it and just spend some time with Chuck Nolan on a castaway island, just hanging out with Wilson, the volleyball, on a beach? Now, the reason why I ask this is because whenever I am asked where I'm from, sometimes it would be easier to just say, I'm from Seattle, Washington. But then I get stuck with the confused stare of an unsatisfied person awkwardly standing in front of me, and you can obviously tell that they're trying to formulate another way to ask me where I am from in regards to why I'm brown. Then, whenever I respond with the fact that I am originally from Samoa, I get one of three answers all the time. One, oh, wow, you are so lucky. Why would you ever leave such a place? Life there must have been so easy and just so amazing. Two, Somalia. Oh, no. Oh, Samoa. Oh, Samoa. That's how you pronounce it. That's cool. Where is that? Or, wow, I have never seen such a small Samoan before. Why are you so much smaller than the others? My name is Malitina Timoteo. I'm 5'7", 140 pounds, and I was born and raised on the islands of Samoa. And today I wish to speak to you and just give you a brief introduction of life on a Samoan island. First, I'll share with you the basic geography and the demographics of Samoa. Then I'll inform you about my childhood and the reason why I left such a place, and as to why Samoans are possibly big and why not all of them are big. Now, to introduce Samoa to you, Samoa is a collective group of islands that are independent from each other. Two of the main islands, American and Western Samoa, are independent from each other. We are barely recognizable on the globe, and sometimes are forgotten by people just because we are about the size of a dot on a globe or a map. American Samoa is called American Samoa because it is an unincorporated territory of the United States, like unto Puerto Rico and Guam. This means that we owe allegiance to the United States, but the U.S. does not owe the same allegiance back to us, making us U.S. nationals instead of citizens. It is less than 200 square kilometers with a population of less than 60,000 people as reported from the Census Bureau. It is the only U.S. soil south of the equator and thousands of miles from the U.S. capital. Now, both the islands of American and Western Samoa are beautifully green, consisting of small islands and, of course, surrounded by a vast ocean. Now, according to the United States Geological Survey, we are small enough to the point that a tsunami, like the ones that occur often in Indonesia and Japan, can completely wipe out our whole civilization. So thankfully, that hasn't happened to us. Now, I want to bring you to my own personal experience living on a Samoan island. I was born and raised on American Samoa. And life there was different. My childhood was fantastic. It was the best that I could have ever asked for. It was about the same as, the general traditions of regular American life. We go to school, we do chores. For us, we went to school, do chores, and afterwards we just go and play with the rest of the kids in our neighborhood. Now, what was different was that everyone in our neighborhood was our literal blood relative. That's just the way we are. Family is that crucial and of a priority to us that we have to live next to them, if it isn't enough to be family with them. Now, every summer, My cousins and I, and my siblings, of course, we'd plan a trip. And actually, this would occur almost, very often during the year because it's a summer for us all year. And we'd go hiking up to what we call the eye of the waterfall. We have a waterfall behind our house, and so we just go hiking up to the eye or the peak of the waterfall. We'd camp out and we pretend that we were Indians or just, vicious animals, and we've had battles. Now, to really paint the image, it's hard to describe, but if you have read Lord of the Flies, this is a little bit extreme, and we're not cannibals and we're not, crazy people, but as wild as we are, that's the best that we can describe ourselves, would be how the children were in Lord of the Flies, that was written by William Golding. It was fun, though. I mean, we didn't hurt each other, but it was a different and very adventurous lifestyle. Now, it was very different for us because we grew up living off of the land. Now, for me personally, my parents, they were not separated, but because in certain circumstances, I grew up not physically having my father there, though he was there emotionally and mentally and everything else. He had moved away for over 10 years of my life for school, so that he could provide better for my mom and their family. My mom still worked, so she was hardly there. So for us, we were taken care of by our family members or the people of our village, because mom was always at work, so we had to either take care of ourselves or be taken care of by the village, and it was both ways. So those are some of the sacrifices that had to be made, and the reason why we moved is because there wasn't enough opportunity there. Our father wanted us to expand our mindset and to be able to see the world, and this is the reason why we moved to Washington State. Now, to my third point of Samoa, or focusing a little bit more on the Samoan people, is an often and common stereotype of Samoans, of why they're big versus the truth. Now, according to Joshua Keating from foreignpolicy.com, the reason why Samoans are generally big and stereotyped to be big is because it is a combination of factors, and these factors include our diet, our lifestyle, and culture, but the main of it all is globalization. Now, because we have been living off of the land that we are used to, plantations and farmings and things, when we are introduced to a new, more global environment, for example, America, we are not familiar with the lifestyle, mainly the food there, so we eat as much as we can, and so it makes things complicated for us. Now, on the Samoan Islands, resources for us are very limited. We live off of the land, and we enjoy it, and we appreciate it. And so when we come here, it's hard for us to adjust to coming from little to having more. But the little that we did have, we appreciated very much because it taught us a lot of life lessons about being more frugal, or just having, being appreciated with what we have, because it is those things that was able to bring us to the kind of lifestyle that we have here. Now, in conclusion and in closing, life on the tropical islands of Samoa, specifically American Samoa, is not often what it seems. A lot of people see that it's a very, very great lifestyle, that everything there is simple and easy, but in fact, it is a little bit different, and the adjustment to this kind of lifestyle, American lifestyle, is different because of the culture shock, because of globalization, mainly. Now, the world views of the tropical islands are not reality, because we struggle with a lot of things, with food, with trying to adjust to the world expectations. But regardless of the realities, there is no place like home, and I miss my home so much. Next time you go into an envious daze about life on islands, or life in Samoa, perhaps reconsider why there are so many of us on the lands that you call home that are still here.